Imagine driving down a busy highway, and suddenly you spot something absolutely jaw-dropping. 3 enormous Boeing 777 planes being transported on massive trucks through the streets of Saudi Arabia. It sounds surreal, doesn't it? But it's true. Recently, social media has been buzzing with videos showing these huge aircraft making their way through the roads of Jeddah on 26-wheeler trucks. As people witnessed this unbelievable sight, many started filming and sharing the footage online. The convoy, escorted by police and traffic department vehicles, captured the attention of everyone. At some points, traffic jams occurred, and at others, families with their children stood in awe along the roadside, watching this once-in-a-lifetime event. Speculation began immediately. Some thought these planes were being transported for maintenance. After all, why else would anyone be moving 3 Boeing 777s by road? At first glance, it seemed logical that they were perhaps being shifted from King Abdul Aziz International Airport in Jeddah to a nearby facility. But then, rumors started to spread. People began to wonder, why such a massive operation for just a local transfer? And why was the journey taking so long? To make things even more intriguing, the registration numbers of the aircraft were identified. Records showed that these were old Boeing 777s, with one delivered to Saudi Airlines way back in 1998. These planes had been in service for around 18 years before being grounded for the past several years. They had flown over 50,000 hours, but their service life had ended. When an aircraft reaches the end of its service life, it's usually sent to a boneyard, a large storage area, often in a desert climate, where old planes are parked and parts are either salvaged or the metal is recycled. So, if these planes were no longer in service, why go through the hassle of transporting them such a long distance? To add to the mystery, the final destination of these trucks wasn't anywhere nearby. They were heading a whopping 850 kilometers away to Saudi Arabia's capital, Riyadh. This raised even more questions. Why move 3 enormous planes all the way to Riyadh? What could possibly justify such an ambitious and costly operation? The transport itself was no small task. The wings and tails of the planes were removed, leaving just the fuselages, the main bodies of the planes, behind. Each fuselage weighed around 200 tons. Special cranes with nylon belts had to be used to lift the planes without damaging them. These massive trucks, though referred to as 26-wheelers, actually had 104 tires. Moving them wasn't easy either. The convoy's route had to be planned meticulously. Some roads had to be cleared in advance, and traffic was often rerouted to off-road paths to avoid blockages. The trucks traveled at a snail's pace to ensure the planes remained stable, and the entire operation took around 10 days from start to finish, with work continuing day and night. But still, the question remains, why? Why go through all this effort to move grounded aircraft that had already served their purpose? What was so important in Riyadh that it required these planes to be transported over such a long distance? Well, here's the big reveal. It turns out this entire operation was part of a much bigger plan. The destination of these Boeing 777s is none other than Riyadh Season 2024, a massive world-class event designed to attract tourists from across the globe. The planes will be featured in a special zone called the Boulevard Runway, where visitors will get the chance to experience aviation in a whole new way. They can dine inside the luxury aircraft, explore the cockpits, and even visit a recreated control tower. It's an aviation enthusiast's dream come true, and just one of many attractions at Riyadh Season. But beyond the fun and entertainment, this event is part of a much larger vision, Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030. Under Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's leadership, Saudi Arabia is transforming itself into a global hub for tourism, business, and culture, moving away from its dependency on oil. This bold marketing stunt of moving 3 Boeing 777s across the country is just one way Saudi Arabia is making headlines around the world and setting itself apart from competitors like Dubai. Transporting these planes was a world record-breaking event in itself, but more than that, it's a signal to the world that Saudi Arabia is serious about its future. the kingdom is launching massive projects and hosting international events to draw in millions of tourists and investors. With projects like the Neom Megacity and the Red Sea project, Saudi Arabia is positioning itself as a key player in the global tourism industry. But here's the question: can Saudi Arabia truly compete with Dubai as a top destination? Dubai has already made a name for itself, but Saudi Arabia is determined to catch up. What do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you know why pilots avoid flying over these 3 zones? Click here to know why. I'll see you there in the next minute.